Hey everybody, Tekking101 here with a little bit of a Dragon Ball Super discussion today. Actually, not a little bit of one, a big one, a massive one, mind you, a galaxy-sized golden god dragon-sized discussion here. Alright. So, last episode of Dragon Ball Super, episode 98, pretty fucking intense. You know, you have Universe 9 being eliminated, by the way, spoilers. Universe 9 being eliminated from the tournament, and therefore from existence. After all 10 members fall, you have Zeno and the Grand Priest up there. The Grand Priest is like, Universe 9 has been eliminated, their universe will be erased from existence. Zeno does the magical twirly thing, and then boom, they're all erased. Everybody except for Mojito, who is the Universe 9 angel. Now, I saw this a lot, before even the episode aired. I heard people, toting this line that it was gonna just go like traditional Dragon Ball fare. What happens whenever something really bad happens in Dragon Ball? Oh shit, Goku's dead. Oh shit, Piccolo's dead. Oh shit, the Earth's blown up. What happens in those cases? Dragon Ball Ex Machina, ladies and gentlemen. That's what happens. They bring out Shenron, or they bring out Porunga, bring back everything the way it was, revive the entire planet, build a new planet, bring back everybody that died by these specific people except the bad guys. That's how it always gets solved. Easy squeezy lemon peasy. So it seemed like a lot of people thought that's how it was going to go for the Tournament of Power. Tournament of Power goes through, even if Universe 7 wins, let's just assume that Universe 7 manages to fight through the opposition and they manage to be the ultimate victors, and then universes 2, 3, 4, 9, and 10 and 11 just get eliminated, just get wiped from the block, okay? And then there's the winner of the tournament, they get, what's the prize? The Super Dragon Balls, gathered from Universe 6 and 7, summon Super Shenron, everything has to be super, of course, it is Dragon Ball Super after all, and then they just wish on the dragon to bring back all the universes. There you go, problem solved. No, it still has the intensity at the moment, but then it's just sucked out of it later on. Okay, so I have to make some clarifications here. I have to really just hammer this in, okay? This is something else we're dealing with here, okay? This is not like, oh shit, one person or a group of people, or even like an entire planet full of people are dead, and therefore we need to bring them back with the magical dragon. Those feats seemed rather impressive back in the original story, back in Dragon Ball Z, like when an entire, Namek was obliterated, and then Porunga had to build a whole new planet. That seemed kind of impressive, like, holy shit, this dragon's strong enough to build and construct worlds. And then Shenron was able to bring back, all the people that were killed by Frieza and his men, which numbers into probably the fucking millions. Actually, I just thought of something. Why didn't the fucking Saiyans get brought back to life from Shenron? Yeah, that's weird. Anyway, the point of the matter is, that was really impressive. But then you hit Super Shenron in Dragon Ball Super, who's on a whole other level, that can do pretty much anything. The problem is, we're also dealing with the Grand Priest and Zeno, and it's made very painfully clear that Zeno's power is at the peak. He's the one that's at the top. Super Shenron is impressive. Giant, galaxy-sized golden god dragon. I'm all for that shit. He looks cool. Pretty much any wish, 99.9% of the wishes you could think of to ask that guy that have anything to do with, I want to be immortal, which, by the way, he did grant, and we'll get to him in a second. I want to be immortal. I want to, rule an entire universe. I want to be a god of destruction. Something like that I could even see Super Shenron being able to grant, Which makes it kind of disappointing that the only wish that was the only wishes we've seen him being granted were really simple ones, like Beerus' wish that the Earth in Universe 6 comes back to life. I'm like, alright, we didn't need Super Shenron to do that, or fucking 17. 17 wants to wish on the Super Shenron for a boat. That was hilarious. I'm like, okay, you could probably just use the regular Dragon Balls. Actually, no, fuck it. You could probably just ask Bulma for that one. You could probably just ask Bulma to give you a fucking cruise liner, okay, 17. You don't need to waste the Super Dragon Balls on that shit. But yeah, people think, okay, why can't they just use the Super Dragon Balls to bring back the universes? Let me ask you some hypothetical questions here. Okay, let's say that you have assembled the Super Dragon Balls, okay? You've gone to Universe 6, Universe 7, gathered them all together, Super Shenron pops out. These are things that I cannot see this dragon granting. These are wishes that are clearly beyond its limits, alright? I want Zeno to be dead. I wish for Zeno to be dead. Do you think Super Shenron would be able to grant that wish? I wish for the Grand Priest and all of his angels to be just erased from existence. Or, I wish for a power greater than Zeno. I wish to be the better Zeno, you know? Do you really think that dragon would be able to answer those wishes? Now, he might be able to bring back a universe. I don't see a problem with that. Like I said, super giant golden god dragon, okay? If you want to wish on Super Shenron, hey, Super Shenron, I wish that Universe 9 comes back into existence. Because that was kind of unfair that how they got lost. I just want them to bring back into existence. Can you bring back Universe 9 in its entirety? All of its worlds, all of its mortals, all of its immortals. Can you bring back Sidra and everybody? And, you know, even that might be kind of like, but I could see Super Shenron granting that. The problem is not, could he grant it? The problem, well, it kind of is, but the problem is not just that. It's, is Zeno's power and the Grand Priest's power stronger than the dragon? Could they just like, oh, yay, you brought Universe 9 back. Way to go, Super Shenron. Zeno could just, whoop, and then just erase it again. Or the Grand Priest, you know, because the Grand Priest is very well known to manipulate Zeno. Could the Grand Priest just be like, hey, that's unfair, Zeno, they're cheating. Ah, that's right, they are. And then they just erase it again. Think back to what happened with Zamos, alright? Or Zamasu, however you want to pronounce that. Back when Zamos wished for immortality for his body, he kinda got that. He was kinda delivered on what he asked for, you know? He was truly immortal. Goku and Vegeta slam him 8 ways to Sunday in Super Saiyan Blue, and he doesn't die. When he fuses with Goku Black, there is a little bit of like, the fusion doesn't seem to go very well. There does seem to be, like, a little bit of a metamorphosis occurring, where it's like the immortal body and the mortal body seems to be clashing a little bit there. But even so, the immortality is still prevalent. He still can handle a lot of hits. Even after his entire body was incinerated, gone, destroyed by Trunks with the giant, you know, spirit bomb blade, whatever you want to call it. Even after that, and it's like, okay, it's over, Zamos is dead, he's still alive because he comes back as like this ethereal being. He comes back as like, he's able to morph the sky and all of the universe. He's still in existence. The immortality wish is still in effect until Zeno shows up. After Zeno shows up, he's like, fuck this. He's annoying, and then just, you know, does his magical Zeno crap, and then that entire universe. Zeno eliminates Zamos. He's gone. He's not around anymore. Alright? It seems like, yeah, it seems like Super Shenron's immortality wish was pretty effectual up until Zeno made the appearance. So I think that's pretty clear right there that, yeah, Zeno's power is greater than Super Shenron. There are limits to the Super Dragon Balls, you know? And, you know, look, I get it. I really do. And it's something that you have to come to accept with Dragon Ball. I could see why you would think this. I mean, all the other times it's happened in the story. Honestly, let me tell you something about this. You know, I could just make a separate video, but I think I got my point across quicker than I did in this one. So let me just talk about this, you know? Toriyama, back when he came out with this, when he was coming up with the concept for Dragon Ball, back in the fucking 80s, he didn't have any idea that it was going to turn into this. He didn't understand it was going to be such a popular manga, you know, because Shonen Jump just, you know, takes in and just spits out manga all the fucking time. A lot of mangakas, you know, when they're starting a new project, and, you know, of course, this was before Toriyama had the chops on him with Dragon Ball, you know, they have to expect that, you know, this isn't good, this is not going to be good enough, this is going to be rejected, you know? They're just going to take it in and then cancel it after a year. That happens with a lot of series in Shonen Jump. That's always been the case. So he didn't know what he was going to have. The simple concept for Dragon Ball was like, you know, take a Journey to the West, you know, Son Wukong is now Son Goku, you know, flying on a golden cloud, monkey tail, you know, that's all Journey to the West shit. And then, you know, looking for a magical dragon that can grant wishes. That's a cool premise. You have the title of the story, Dragon Ball, which is sort of like, that's Toriyama's sense of humor, because it can also mean testicles, you know, it's like, okay, there you go. That's cool. Toriyama did not really expect the series to last much beyond its first arc. I'm talking about the first arc of Dragon Ball. I'm talking about Goku meeting Bulma, getting the Dragon Balls, and then, you know, Pilaf summoning the dragon and shit. He didn't expect it to last much longer than that. Fun fact. So I could see he kind of wrote himself into a little bit of a corner there when introducing a concept like Shenron that can bring people back from life. Because later on in the story, when it became much more, central around battle and everything, it's like, oh shit, this person's dead. Oh shit, this planet's gone. Well, we have a magical dragon that can fix everything. So yeah. In fact, I have this idea. I don't know, this might not be very popular, but had Toriyama not titled the story Dragon Ball, had he not titled it that, had he chosen another title altogether, like the Adventure of Son Goku or something like that, if he would have titled it something that didn't relate to the Dragon Balls, I could see him possibly writing out the Dragon Balls out of the story. But maybe after a while he would have been like, okay, it seems like this is sort of like a Deus Ex Machina, like I can just, you can just, what's the point of death if you can just bring stuff back with the Dragon Balls? Maybe I'm going to write them out, or I'm going to get them destroyed or something like that. Destroyed for good, they're not coming back or anything like that. But then again, you can't really do that now because the name of your manga is Dragon Ball. You really can't write out Dragon Balls and Shenron when the title of the story is Dragon Ball. You know what I mean? This is an idea I came up with. I'm just throwing that out there. But yeah, I could see why you would think that. You could just bring out Super Shenron. He could just reverse everything. Hey, look, he might be able to reverse everything, but he still has limits. You can't wish for, like, Zeno to be killed. You can't wish for your power to be greater than Zeno. That just seems to be on a whole other level. It seems like, by the way, it seems like if that would be the case, if you could wish for literally anything, why wouldn't Zamos just wish for that? Why wouldn't Zamos just be like, I wish for a power greater than Zeno. I wish for the power of Zeno. Because that's what he wanted. He wanted this ultimate power to eliminate all mortals and all, like, inferior beings and Ningans. So just wish for the power that's greater than anything. Wish for the power that cannot be trumped by anything, But he didn't do that. Instead, he wished for his power to be switched with Goku instead, to be switched, and then he wished for immortality, which both wishes were delivered as effectively as they could be up until Zeno got involved. Yeah, and it's like, it's even like, look at it this way, like, Super Shenron was able to affect the realms of the Kaio. Because, well, Zamasu was not an official Kaioshin, but he was pretty close. So his wish is, like, I don't think you could make a wish on Shenron for, like, because the thing with the Dragon Balls, the rule that's always existed is they cannot grant a wish that's beyond the creator's power. Shenron cannot grant a wish that's greater than the power that Kami has, or later Dende has. Which, by the way, I've always had a problem with that, because it's like, they've stated, I've been rereading the Dragon Ball manga, and they've stated numerous times, it's like, Kami does not have the power to bring the dead back to life. Only Shenron has that power. I'm like, okay, but if you're going to say that Shenron has said before, like, my power is limited by Kami, therefore I cannot grant a wish that he cannot be capable of granting. Be like, okay, well, if Kami is not able to, can Kami bring the dead back to life, or can't he? Because that's fucking confusing. It's just like, he can't do it, only Shenron can do it. Yeah, but Shenron's power is tied directly to him. Maybe you could say that Kami has the potential to bring them back, or he took the power and gave it to Shenron. I don't know. That thing's always been screwy with me, And then Purunga is a little bit stronger, because it's like, it's like the Super Dragon Balls view them as like the progenitor of all Dragon Balls, like the Namekians looked upon, and they maybe they knew about the Super Dragon Balls, and that's what they based their Dragon Balls on, and they're pretty powerful. And then Kami, of course, comes to Earth, or rather the nameless Namekian comes to Earth, separates, and then he realizes he has the ability to create Earth Dragon Balls based on the Dragon Balls of Namek, but it all comes from the Super Dragon Balls. Although, then you question, like, who created the Super Dragon Balls? And then you get into that infinite regress shit that's like, unmoved mover and all that crap. So let's just avoid that. Maybe the Grand Priest did. Maybe Zeno did. I don't know. Maybe if Zeno has an ancestor, or someone came before Zeno, maybe he's the one that created the Super Dragon Balls. I don't know. Maybe they were always there. I don't know. Man. Yeah, and even the Elder Kai. I was watching this from Dragon Ball Z Kai recently. The Elder Kai even states, like the only reason that we Kaioshin allowed the mortals to have those Dragon Balls, the only reason we allowed the Namekians to create them was because we understood that Namekians were very peaceful, very like the kind of like a nomadic people that would not use the Dragon Balls for their own nefarious means, So that's why we allowed them to have them. So yeah, it makes sense that they're crazy powerful and they could do all these insane things, build planets, bring people back to life, bring millions of people back to life. The Super Dragon would be able to bring back universes. I have no problem with that, but it's just Zeno is stronger. And I could see, I said this in the review, but I could totally see after, even if Universe 7 wins and they get the Super Dragon Balls, I could see the Grand Priest chiming in like, oh, by the way, you cannot wish to bring back the universes or to erase anything that happened in this tournament. That's the one exception. You can't wish for any of those. I could totally see that blue fucking smirking son of a bitch doing that, And even if he did, Zeno could just wipe them outright all over again. Wouldn't mean anything. Wouldn't mean fucking anything. You certainly couldn't make a wish that's like, I want the universes to be brought back and never be erased again. It's not going to happen. I think Zeno could still have the power to trump that. We saw that with Zamos. Anyway, that's my video. I just wanted to give you my thoughts on Super Shenron and the limits and talking about the Dragon Balls and the limits they've had throughout the story and all that shit. Thanks for watching, everybody. This will be Tekking101 signing out. Later, crazy hand movements that I don't really think mean much of anything. Always got to end it on a cringe. That's my rule from now on out. Ending with the cringe. Shit.